Hi everyone, this is the Tech Blogger. The WSO2 API Manager have now implemented some new observability features. These features can be obtained by the latest WAM updates or from the public repo. This video only covers the basic setup instructions of this observability feature, and if you need some additional information, you can always check out the Medium purpose which I have added in the YouTube video description. To enable observability in the API Manager product, all you need to do is to add a system property named enable correlation logs with the value true as shown in this video. This can be set via the WSO2 server script file. If you have built the API Manager from the public repo, the above step is enough to enable the observability in the product. But if you have fetched this observability features through a WAM update, the next steps will be important to set up the feature. The lines of configurations I will be using in the following steps are available in the instruction document you will be getting with the WAM update. First of all, we need to add the log4j properties relevant to this feature. For that, we need to add a logger which we have named as the correlation logger, and also the correlation appender. And now you can go ahead and save this file. Next, we need to add a val in the Catalina server XML so that it can be used to print the correlation ID and logging database calls. Make sure to add this valve as the first valve in the list. You also need to add a Synapse global handler to log the external calls done by the API Manager. Now let's go ahead and start the API Manager server. The observability feature is not recommended to be used with the production server unless you really need it because of the high number of log files which are printed and the slight reduction in the throughput. We advise you to use this feature only in scenarios such as debugging and tracing. Since the server started up, let's go ahead and tail the correlation log file to see what's printing. You will notice that there's a lot of database calls printed here. We have the functionality to blacklist certain database calls which you don't need. Now let's view the logs printed for an API call. First of all, let's go ahead and create an API using the publisher. Now we'll go to the store and subscribe to the API and do the API call. Here you can notice that a randomly generated correlation ID is printed for this call. If you need a custom correlation ID to be printed, you can add a header named activity ID when sending the request. Now we'll look at that scenario. To demonstrate this scenario, I will be using a correlation ID named test ID. Here I have used the grep function to filter all the correlation IDs named test ID so that I can get all the logs for this request. Here you can see that there are method level logs and JDBC calls and HTTP requests along with the time consumed for each of these functions. So this is the latest observability feature implemented in the WSO2 API Manager. Thank you for watching. And please feel free to drop a comment below if you have any issues on this.